नमस्कार फ्रेंड, आप सभी का एक बार फिर से स्वागत है। फ्रेंड्स, पिछले दिनों एक एनोनिमस मैसेज घूम रहा था, इट इज ट्रू, और उसके बाद एक्सग्रेसिया के बारे में पूरी बातें लिखी हुई थी। ये पंपलेट टाइप का था, लगभग तीन पंपलेट रहे होंगे, क्लिपिंग्स रहे होंगे। इट इज ट्रू, एनोनिमस पोस्ट और इसके बारे में पॉइंट वाइज रिप्लाई डॉक्टर जेडी शर्मा ARD-PRC के उन्होंने दिया है। पहला, पेंशन रेगुलेशन डू नॉट स्टिपुलेट एक्चुअरियल एस्टिमेट्स टू बी डन बाय IBA, देन व्हाई यू एंड क्राई बाय IBA ऑन दिस काउंट। सेकेंड पॉइंट है, पेंशन रेगुलेशन 35(1) provides for the updation and nowhere says it will be subject to availability of adequate additional funding as suggested by IBA. Third point, pension regulations are subordinate legislation and hence statutory in nature. The provisions for NPA are as advised by the regulator. The statutory provisions for pension including updation in terms of Regulation 35(1) have precedent over the regulatory provisions for NPA. When availability of profit is not a precondition for NPA provision, how can it be assumed for pension provision? There was a ban on recruitment from 1985 to 1970-98 except for the compassionate appointments, specialist officers, SC/ST, backlog, if any recruitment in sub-staff cadre. Therefore, most of the people recruited up to 1985 had retired. Currently, only few people retire and this trend will continue for next 13 years. While new addition to pensioner number will be negligible, the loss of life of pensioner on account of death will be a normal rate. Such reality would bring down the number of pensioners over next 13 years, whereas the pension funds will continue to swell and thus become more robust and surplus. Those who were recruited up to pre-April 2010 would all retire by 2047 and also expected to die after getting pension for 20 to 22 years. That is by 2069. What will happen to pension funds of the bankers thereafter? There is therefore a strong merit in the proposition that even if some amount is eaten out of corpus, it would be prudent accounting. 6 point, the contention of IBA that for ₹1 increase in pension, banks need to provide ₹185 is demonstrative of their lack of awareness about the entire issue. While the private sector member banks to IBA settlement were asked to buy annuity from LIC at the rate of 157 for a pension of ₹1, the public sector banks were advised to create pension funds and manage it prudently in terms of pension regulations. IBA cannot equate PSBs with private sector banks at this stage and illegally deny us the pre-existing benefit of updation in terms of Regulation 35(1). Seventh, if the pension funds are not adequate, why some bank managements could transfer huge amounts from pension fund to their profit and loss accounts to falsely show better results and also got caught for the such illegal transfer. 8. Let IBA UOB share the pensioners' complete data with UOB pensioner organization in a transparent manner and recheck the calculations, factoring the above mentioned retirement pattern and also calculate the yield on funds on actual basis instead of using a lower coupon of 6% per annum. 9th, the pension updation is a legal right of bank pensioner and is not subject to funds constraints. Funding is bank outlook and not of the IBA's. Bank are faithfully providing at the rate of suggested by regulations, actuaries annually. The future retirees are always in our calculations. Their number is shown as on 31st March 22 to look huge. In fact, a large number of people have retired in last about 2 years. It may not be more than 1,50,000 at present. Let us not discourage by false propaganda the guise of the is it true? We will fight till we succeed. We will fight. डॉक्टर जेडी शर्मा। डॉक्टर शर्मा ने एलॉबरेट करके बताया और उनके बारे में दम है। पहले भी AIBPRC ने अपने सारे कैलकुलेशंस भेजे हैं, IBA को भी भेजे हैं। लेकिन सवाल बस यही है, अगर हम नहीं चाहते हैं तो आप में नंबर ऑफ डिफिशिएंसीज निकाल देंगे, लेकिन अगर करने की विल पावर होगी तो सबसे बड़ी कमी गवर्नमेंट की है। IBA तो उसका स्पोक्स पर्सन होता है। और सबसे बड़ी कमी UOB है, जो रिटायरीज के लिए फाइट नहीं कर रही है और हर कदम पर सरेंडर कर दे रही है, और उसके सरेंडर कर देने से गवर्नमेंट का भी मन ऊंचा उठ जाता है। थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, नमस्कार।